This is a meat event that simply jumps off the page. But yo, before we break this one down real quick, shout out to all the subscribers. Meatboy MMA coming, grilling and chilling. Appreciate you rolling with us and smack that subscribe button if you're new here. It's locks and laughs only, and I cannot wait for this one. Rob Font, aka Fabrant, taking on Marlon Chito
Bro, where
Vera,
you
who
at?
at 18-7-1 is riding a nice two-fight win streak. He just front kicked Frankie Edgar. I mean, it produced a that famous image, and it was a fight that Chito Vera really looked nice in, and before that, it was more of the same against Dangerous Davey Grant. And his only recent loss in his last four was Jose Aldo. That was a fight where it was definitely a clear, decisive loss for him, but gotta imagine that the three-round experience that he gained against such a legend like Jose Aldo ultimately was probably a good thing for his career. And we might disagree on the next comment, but he got that nice finish over Sean O'Malley, and that was sweet right before the Aldo fight. So in this one, interesting to see how he does against Rob Font, because last time we saw Font, it was also against Aldo. It was a fight that he absorbed a lot of strikes. Another clear, decisive win for Jose Aldo, and before that, Rob Font had won four straight. So it was interesting to see, where I don't want to say he peaked, but he finally hit that wall at Jose Aldo. Do you think he's going to hit a similar wall in Chito Vera, who at plus 115 is a decent dog in this one, or is this one for the Boston Clamhammer to sort of get back on his winning ways? Who you got?
Yeah, no, this is such a tough one, to be honest. And I was kind of agreeing with you there for a second. Cheeto's been looking great. A lot of like that finish was really good versus Frankie, but then you lost me where he beat Sugar because Sugar's undefeated. It wasn't even close fight. He's lucky they had to stop it because they were scared that Cheeto was gonna lose. But beside the point, this is Fabrant versus Cheeto, and I gotta take Captain Faber. I think he's gonna get it done. I think he's gonna keep that pace going. I could see Cheeto getting frustrated. The only thing I do worry about is I think Cheeto is gonna have a lot strength advantage. So a finish. If I do say there is going to be a finish, it's probably be on the Cheeto side. If there's a decision finish, I really think Fabrant's going to get in. I don't know if Cheeto can pull off that decision. It'll be very interesting to see, though. I think that Fabrant has fought the tougher fighters also. I mean, and he's done a little better, but I don't know, maybe not. This one's so tough to say, but I gotta go Fabrant just because I think Fab would do better versus Sugar Sean than what Cheeto did.
Yeah, I feel you all the way, and both these guys have faced pretty stiff competition. I mean, Chito Vera had to run through Song Yadong, fought Jose Aldo, obviously the aforementioned Sugar Song, which let us know in the comments who you think won that fight, but we're split on the pick on that one. But he's a guy who has faced a lot of stiff competition, and Rob Font similarly too. I mean, he fought against Cody No Love, Magic Marlon Moraes, beat Ricky Simone, which I still think is probably his best win on his record. So both guys facing decent competition, and you mentioned that if you think a finish happens, that it's likely going to be for Cheeto. And of the 45% on Tapology, it seems that most who think a finish is likely are picking Chito Vera to get this one done. But 55% is taking Fabra, and most of it is beige. They think that that decision is most likely. I personally can't wait to see what Chito Vera looks like in the fourth and fifth round if the fight does get that far, because we've seen Rob Font in recent main event performances not really have any gas tank issues in those championship rounds. And I know he kind of didn't have his way in the most recent one, but in that fight against Cody Garbrandt, I mean, it was start to finish, seemingly 5 rounds of dominance, and one where his gas tank never seemed to wane at all. So can't wait to see what Cheeto looks like in those later stages. But ultimately, in this one, I was going back and forth. I think it's easy to make a case for Rob Font. I mean, he's got that nice volume, and if he puts that on Cheeto Vera for a long time, then that might be bad news for Marlon Vera. But in this one, I don't know. I just feel like he might have a chance to get this one to the mat. And ultimately, I'm going to go with Cheeto Vera, hopefully by finish. I think he's going to feel him out in the first round, probably drop it. But somewhere in the second to third round, I'm going to take Cheeto to turn this thing around, land some brutal strikes, and similar to what he did against your boy Sugar Sean, I think he's going to be putting out Rob Font. So any last thoughts on this bantamweight beef? I feel like this is a solid main event, and it's due to deliver. You think so?
Definitely due to deliver. This is some solid beef indeed. And yeah, I mean, I think you're spot on. I think that's how he's got to get it done with the finish. But I don't know. I think Fabrant is going to, he's probably leveled up after the Aldo fight, I would imagine. So this is going to be one tough fight. And if anyone's convinced that either one of these guys have it as a lock, You are delusional, my friend. Very close fight. I gotta go Fabrant though. Very excited to see. Throw in the comments who you guys got, the Fabbers or Chito Vera.
I love Cheetos.